Greetings, everyone. Peace and blessings. Okay, I wanted to come and share about the next moon cycle that's coming up. It starts today. You guys have about 2 or 3 days to join if you are interested in participating. We just completed a Mercury retrograde. Pluto just went direct a couple of weeks ago. And I mean, this sharing is really kind of challenging for me because last year was one of the most difficult years I have ever experienced. And one of the things that I like to do sometimes daily, if not daily, definitely weekly and monthly, is look at my day. Hey Zakia. Look at my day and see what went well, what I could have done better, what I could have shifted, and begin. Oh, it's a rainstorm happening. I'm sorry. Like it just started pouring out of nowhere. Look at my day and see what it is that I could have, what adjustments need to make, like how to really honor myself. And my intention in doing that is always about recognizing that I'm a creator, right? That my thoughts are creating reality, that my feelings are creating reality, that I am generating this reality. So how did my day go? Did I create experiences that felt aligned with me in some way? Am I aware of how my energy is generating my reality? Am I conscious, right? So if I'm driving down the street and somebody cuts me off, am I going to just be like, oh, fuck them, how come they driving like that? How come they crazy? Or am I going to understand that, oh, that came into my reality. That's a part of my experience. Where am I doing, not where am I cutting myself off? Where do I need to pay more attention? Where am I not giving myself what I need in order to feel safe and secure and have the time that I need? You know what I mean? Like, where am I actually, what in me invited that experience into my reality? That is what I'm talking about. Like understanding that this reality is generated from inside of us. We are the creators of the reality, especially those of us who are melanated, especially those of us who are melanated and women, Black women. Let me not beat around the bush, right? Because we have all of this emotion, right? So emotion and feelings are contributing to the experiences we're having in a really profound way. So this year for me, this past year, I did a lot of work to transmute my emotional patterns, to transmute, and what I really discovered about myself, and you guys hear me say this a lot, is that I have been very attached to external approval. My mind thinking about what people are going to think or how people feel, or, if I'm weird, or but it's all about this external mindset or perspective that keeps me from being who I really am. That keeps me from, because I'm concerned about what people think, because I'm concerned about if I do this, are they going to be hurt, right? And so what I saw is that so much of our energy gets drained future fantasizing or fearing, or, oh, I should have done this and I should have said. I spent the whole year erasing all that shit, erasing it, like really freeing myself from it. And what I'm left with is almost like a destruction because I have had to destroy my old way of thinking, my old way of perceiving, the way I gave people power in my lives, considering my actions based upon what people will think of me. Like, because we live in an energetic based system, all of these thoughts are really creating an experience, right? So if you're afraid to say something because you are concerned about what somebody else is going to think of you, if you're afraid to be yourself fully because of what somebody's going to think of you, you are going to generate that experience from inside of you, because ultimately the people in your life are going to reflect back to you your own self-doubt, your own self-criticism, your own self, like they can only show up with you in the ways that you show up with yourself. The most important relationship we're having is the one we're having with ourselves. And as women, I know, I'm speaking as a woman, there's such a tendency to doubt myself and worry and fear because I'm so concerned about what others are thinking. And what happens is then I take actions, I do things out of lack and scarcity. You know, I'm going to do this because of what they think of me. That's a scarcity action. I'm going to do this so they won't be mad at me. That is scarcity, right? And what I've discovered is that there are layers to it, that it can be deeply subconscious. So if I don't really feel good about something I'm doing, then there's a chance that I'm functioning from a subconscious program and pattern that was my mother's and her mother's and her mother's, of a need to please, of a need to behave in order to access a false sense of safety based upon how others feel about me. This has been the most rigorous fucking work I have ever done. I mean, I could really cry right now. This work has been so hard because what I have seen is that all of the relationships that I have had, most of them, not all of them, but most of them have been based upon some sort of performance-driven internal feeling that was created in my earliest relationship with my parents. So our brains, our bodies, our codes get formulated by our reactions and experiences with our parents. So if you come from a home where they see you, where they honor you, where they encourage you, where they inspire you, then your relationship with others will tend to mirror that. But if you come from an environment where you were neglected, where your needs weren't met, where you had to overstep yourself, where there were secrets, where you had, so for me, for instance, I came from an environment where it was all about Jesus. Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. And what that did was that incapacitated our way to truly speak about what was really going on, because everything was the Lord is going to take care of it. Oh, is the Lord going to take care of the fact that such and such got raped by Uncle such and such? Is the Lord going, I had those kinds of things. So, when we grow up in environments where there's trauma and unhealed energies and patterns and karma that is associated with our family, the world will tend to project that back to us. Now, for me, I swear to God, I always say I must have owned slaves in the last lifetime. I must have been a white slave owner, because I have had so much karma in this earth planet. I've had so much energetic debt to repay. And, I'm really saying that as a joke. I don't know that it really works that way. But for those of us who have had
110, 112.
Let me know if you guys can hear me. If this is an energetic system, if this system is only based in energy, and according to astrology, which I started studying, about a decade or so ago, I can go into people's charts, including my own, because I practice with mine, and see people's karmic debts. So it shows up in your relationships. If you've had one hard relationship after the other, or relationships where you are never actually accessing a sense of fulfillment, a sense of empowerment in the relationship, That's in your natal chart, and that's likely a pattern in your family. It's karma. So, my point is that this year I have had to really look at myself and understand my own motivations. Like, why am I doing things? What's actually motivating me? And what I discovered is that what was motivating me was a need to please at a deep level. And I see how it showed up around my presentation. It shows up like, because I am a grown ass woman and had not really accessed success, what the world says success. I used to, when I was around people who were successful in there, I would feel bad about myself. I would feel less than because I was comparing myself to others. Like, oh, I should have this by now. My life should look like this by now. Or, people are better off than me. And so that was a scarcity mindset. So I've had to do the work this year to reprogram that stuff inside of me. Because what happens is, if we don't catch ourselves in the act, if we don't take responsibility for those experiences and those feelings, understanding that we are the creators and the generator of our reality, then we just repeat them over and over and over again. And if it's one thing that I have learned, having lived on this planet now for 55 years, is that this shit is cyclical. It might be a different man. He might have a new name, but we are doing the same fucking dance as the one before. It might be a new job. I might make more or less money, but it is the same pattern. And all of it has one thing in common. Me. So I have had to look at myself and take full responsibility for the areas in my life that are generating scarcity and fear and worry and comparison, and seeing how I am, when I'm comparing myself to someone, subtly, subconsciously, when I'm looking at somebody and feeling like they're better off than me, I am creating a frequency in my system that has to make that true. I am doing that. When I'm, you know what I mean? Like, it's like, I don't need to over talk it. But what I'll say is, having lived 55 years now, I see it. I can see the threads. I can see the through lines. And I don't judge myself for the time that it takes, because I understand that time is false. And I understand that I'm generating my reality and my relationship to time by the way that I think about it. I understand that. And I understand that I'm doing the best that I can. And by the time I leave this body, I will have done the best that I can with what I had to work with through love and devotion and joy. Like, I know that. I know that when I leave this planet, I will be able to look at myself and say, good work, my faithful servant. I will say that to myself. You have done good work, girl. Look at what you did. Look at how you look at how your family is different. Look at how you changed yourself. Look at how the world is a better place because of how you showed up. I know, I know with everything in me that is what I will sense and feel and know for myself when I leave this place. I know it without a doubt. With pure power, I know it. And it is my job to teach others to do it. It is my job to teach others. Now, one of the things that have been so incredible about this past year for me is that my clients are starting to get it. It's such an interesting thing. It's hard for me to explain my work. It really is. Like, you have to work with me to know. You just have to do it. But now I'm beginning to see the evidence, and my clients coming back and saying, I've been in therapy for years, but a therapist couldn't see this for me. A therapist couldn't help me undo what I have undone. A therapist, they couldn't do it because the natal chart, y'all, the astrology is your personal code. I cannot tell you how real it is. Like, when I started understanding my natal chart, and that I have Aries North Node, and that means that I must pioneer and focus on myself and heal my family karma through the courage to be myself, through the courage to speak the truth, through the courage to actually take responsibility for what I have not seen others be able to take responsibility for. And what is happening is my gifts are growing, my intuition is growing, my power is starting to grow, and it is fucking remarkable. But the work getting here is like being dragged behind a vehicle. I'm telling you guys, but the results are profound. You know, it's like so right now we have all this war going on. And as women, we have the ability to change all of this just by waking up to who we are. Just by waking up to our subconscious psychic powers, we can transform this earth realm. And so I teach women how to remember who they are, how to heal their family traditional patterns, how to see themselves clearly, and how they've been giving their power away. And as they see themselves clearly, they can begin to do the work to alchemize those old patterns and wake up in their true essence. And one of the most amazing experiences I'm having, one of the reasons this year was so challenging for me, because it was really tough financially, because I didn't have a lot of overflow money. It was the weirdest thing. I always had exactly the amount I needed. Always the exact amount. Maybe I needed it in 30 minutes, but I didn't have it. And then at the 29th minute, the money would show up and I would just be like, wow. It happened so much that I got to the point where I was like, it's almost like there's somebody in here playing a game with me. Like, can you trust? Do you get it? Are you trusting? And every time the money showed up, every time it did. But what that experience did, it was like my soul was playing with me. It's like my soul was saying, are you going to trust? Are you going to hold on? Are you going to panic? Or are you going to doubt? Are you going to start freaking out? And in the past, years ago, when I would have money stuff, I would call somebody. Can I borrow some money? And no, at no point did I call, and every single time the money would show up. But I had to really do the work to heal my scarcity narrative. I had to do the work and look at my relationship to money and the stories that I was given. I had to go way back in energetic systems and realize that my ancestors worked for free for 250 years without understanding the nature of commerce. My ancestors worked without benefits, so I'm healing a deep pattern inside of myself. I had to do the work to see that. And one of the things that I'm so aware of is, as I do this work with my clients and how these energies transformed, and then how magic starts to happen in your life. You think of somebody or you desire something, and then it happens because as you heal the wounds, as you release yourself from the old, and as you discover and take responsibility for it, the external world starts to populate as your inner experience through self-acceptance, self-love, self-honoring, self-devotion, right? And so it's really fascinating right now. They're talking about, oh, there's a war between the masculine and the feminine. There's no war between the masculine and the feminine. There's a reorienting going on. It's just messy and chaotic right now, because it is important for women to wake up and come into their natural power, because we are the ones who are going to change this reality. So many of us have been using our power to get a man and to keep a man and thinking about men. And when I tell you, when puberty hit when I was 14 years old, I really believe between the years of like 13 and 47, if it was 24 hours in every day, from 13 to 47 years old, I spent 18 of those hours thinking about a man. 18 of those hours thinking about a man. thinking about if I'm good enough or when I'm going to get one or sex. Literally, that is the programming, the music, everything is about romance and all of that energy that most of us as women, we know. You guys know what I'm talking about, women? Do you know what I'm talking about? The fairy tales, the TV show, all of it about us having a man and getting a man and keeping a man. Am I the only person that understands this? Or maybe because this could just be my own reality, right? Just lovesick, right? So as I have done the work, I guess I am the only one. Okay, that's good to know that nobody else has had that. Just being obsessed with men and what they're doing and how they feel and what they think and what they need. Nope. Any men, have you ever experienced that with women? This is so hilarious. This is the last time I had this happen too. And so as I have reoriented myself and made myself the center of my reality, made myself my priority, it has changed my relationship and catering to men subconsciously. Yes, it has changed my relationship. It's changing my relationship to this 3D reality, and I'm able to have more power. I'm able to be more effective, more impactful with the people in my life because I'm out of the way. I release the need to compete and compare and worry and all that, but I've had to dig deep inside of myself to do it. And I'm starting to see the evidence of it is beginning to come. So that's all. We start the new moon cycle today. Myself and Pachamama, Gabrielle, we are facilitating 13 moons. We're going to be doing the new moon in Capricorn, the full moon in Leo. And this energy is about putting yourself at the center of your life. Putting yourself at the center of your life. And this is a very challenging thing for us as women because our children are the center and our men are the center. But we are the generators of reality. So if we don't learn to center ourselves, our own needs, what we do is we expect other people to meet our needs. If we don't begin to cater to ourselves, we, through resentment and fear, will begin to manipulate others in order to get them to cater to us. So this moon cycle starts today. You have a couple of days to join. It's ritual packed. We are community. We are women coming together, devoted to our healing, to our magic, to our ability to transform our internal realities and our external reality. The work is in the body to balance your masculine energy and your feminine energy within you. And when you can come into balance and harmony, you can project the reality that you desire. This is not easy work. It is not easy work. It is fun. It is truthful. It's honest. You're going to have women where you can truly be yourself and tell the truth and really, because we don't know judgment. It's all about really being expressed enough and vulnerable enough to say it all, to experience it all, because all of it is creating your reality. So we know that we need a place to vent. We need a place to moan and, oh, it hurts. We need to be able to honor that. And we do it with a moon cycle. We need to be able to feel good. We need to be able to access pleasure. And we do it all with the moon cycles. And I think the thing that makes the work so challenging is that, yes, to be the star in your life, right? I think the thing that makes the work so challenging is that it's so against the way we have been taught. We've been taught that if you want something, you got to work hard and and we call our friends and we talk and we worry and we have to reorient all of that. We don't do any of that. We take everything into ritual. We take everything into spiritual practice. We come together and create and do rituals. We literally use our creative energy to ritualize all of our internal experiences together as women. And what does that include? your children, praying for your children and making sure they're healthy, praying for your partners and making sure that they are getting their needs met, and understanding that you have subconscious power to impact reality. You are powerful. You are powerful. You are magical. You are connected to the source of all things. Your words are powerful. You are generating reality, and we are a community where we come and remind each other of this every few days so that we don't forget. When something is going wrong in our lives, we can be like, okay, I'm powerful. I generated that. What is it that I need to learn from this? And understand, do I need to take action? Or do I need to just do a ritual? And really begin to integrate that energy and cultivate it so that it transmutes into something else. So that it doesn't become something that drags you down. It actually, a situation that starts off hard can be the thing that actually propels you into your next experience. So I invite you to come and join us. It's $111 for each cycle. We come together every 3 days. Like, for what you get for $111, $111 is monumental. It's life-changing. The work is life-changing. So I invite you to join us. I'm super excited. My clients are women, but if men want to really understand and master their spiritual energy, you are welcome also. But for women who really want to understand the practice of embodying the feminine, this is for you. This is for you. Because that is where your power really lies. And this moon work helps us individualize it within ourselves. Because feminine is different for every woman. We all have a different way of using our feminine energy. My feminine energy works best when I use my imagination and I practice ritual and I speak. That is my feminine energy. I don't need to take a lot of actions. I don't need to do a lot. But some women, their feminine energy works with them actually doing more, right? So you have to understand, and that's what this work will do. It will help you understand your feminine power and how it really serves you. So I invite you to join us, me and Gabrielle. All right, y'all. Peace and blessings. I love y'all so very much. I'm so grateful to be on the planet at this time with the work that we're doing, changing this planet. Okay. Peace and blessings, everyone. Talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.